over the holiday weekend.
Right now, too, the Skywatch storm tracker is clear. We're going to talk about what the rest of the week looks like and if there's any rain chances all the way around.
And the Queen appoints a new leader for Britain. We look at the challenges facing Prime Minister Liz Truss.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Firefighters respond to a fatal fire in Labette County over the holiday weekend. This is KOAM News at Noon. I'm Tanya Bonk. Tapping our first 7 minutes, Labette County deputies respond to a 911 call just before midnight Saturday night about a house fire in Mound Valley. They arrived to find both the Mound Valley and Altamont rural fire departments putting out a fire at 110 East 6th Street. Firefighters discovered a body in one of the bedrooms. The victim has been identified as 55-year-old Michael Frost. According to the Labette County Sheriff, Frost's body was taken for autopsy. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Authorities in Knoll, Missouri say a man is recovering in the hospital after he was stabbed Monday afternoon. Knoll marshals say they received reports of an assault in the parking lot of Tyson Foods. When they arrived, they found 2 men with injuries, and one with stab wounds was flown to the hospital. His condition is unknown. Marshals arrested the second man at the scene. Oklahoma's Lake Arcadia hits its maximum capacity of visitors on land and water during the Labor Day weekend. It was 1 in, 1 out on the water, and all the campsites filled. Deanne Stein shows us how this Labor Day weekend was a perfect day to enjoy fun in the sun.
From boats to burgers. Visitors to Arcadia Lake take advantage of the sunny weather this holiday weekend. Matthew Caraway brought the whole family.
We got Nana back here and my brother, the Caraway family. We all just like to come out to the lake, have a good time, throw some cornhole, bring the camper, the boats, go fishing, let the kids play. Just have a great old time.
The lake held its 150 boat capacity on the water most of the day Sunday, with boaters lined up waiting to get on the water. Campers also filled up the 126 RV and campsites.
We always bring boats, jet skis, whatever we got, campers. Normally a few of us with campers. We just have a great time.
The Caraway family was kind enough to invite us aboard their boat.
Step on.
Easy peasy.
We're out here almost every other weekend.
Then took us on a ride around the lake. Back on dry land, Jim Lake airs up his paddle boards to take to the cove.
As it's out of the wind, paddleboarding is above the water, so the wind really slows you down.
Then we caught up with the Brown brothers as they loaded up their gear to go fishing.
Usually, almost every weekend we come out here and just go fishing and have fun.
There's always just different varieties of fish. You always don't know what you're going to get. I don't have a trick. I just let them eat the bait.
All right, well, it was a beautiful weekend, and I think we got a pretty nice week ahead of us as well.
We do have a pretty nice week ahead of us, Tanya. In fact, look at the Skywatch storm tracker. There's nothing to show you on the local level, and there won't be for the next few days. We do have this to tell you about, the road closure on Rangeline. This is the last time that I'm going to bother you with it, but just as a reminder, it started this morning at 5. It's the bridge over the Kansas City Southern Rail. It's closed from 27th to 29th, but there's a big detour in place. It'll be closed through December 16th. You can find detour information at modot.org. Temperatures this afternoon looking pretty good across the area. 85 Chanute, 86 in Parsons, 78 Pittsburgh, 79 Joplin, and 78 in Carthage. A quick look at the short-term future track. There's really not a lot to show on this except for some of the passing clouds because we don't have any rain chances in our near future, and that's an unfortunate situation regarding the drought, as we do need additional rain to help out with that. Unfortunately, though, we're not going to see any. The only thing it's going to give us at least is decent temperatures and clear skies. And as you go through the rest of the day, we're heading for a high this afternoon of 82, 73 by the noon hour, which we're a little bit above that now. 82 by 5, 75 at 8 under mostly clear skies. We're going to take a look at the full forecast and, of course, a check of that 7-day and when there are rain chances here in just a few minutes.
All right, sounds like a plan. Thanks, Chris. Well, tonight, severe weather is in the forecast for nearly a third of the nation, from record heat waves in the west to floods across the Midwest and South. Now, extreme heat in Southern California is fueling an intense wildfire in the Hemet Valley. The fire has already killed 2 and injured at least 1 other person as thousands were forced to evacuate. Officials estimate 5,000 buildings are in the path of the flames. Today's temperatures will top 100 degrees in many places. Uvalde, Texas public schools reopened this morning for the first time since May's mass shooting. Robb Elementary, where 19 students and 2 teachers were murdered, remains closed. Some parents and students say they still don't feel safe. And police in Memphis identify a body found over the Labor Day holiday as 34-year-old Eliza Fletcher. Her alleged kidnapper appeared in court this morning. 38-year-old Cleotha Abston is charged with kidnapping and tampering with evidence in the case. The school teacher and mother of 2 was forced into a car and abducted early Friday morning near the University of Memphis. Well, Britain got its 4th prime minister in 6 years today as the Queen formally appointed a new leader. But as the keys of Downing Street are handed over, outgoing Prime Minister Boris Johnson is handing over the country's problems too. CBS's Ian Lee reports from London.
Queen Elizabeth knows the routine. Her first prime minister was Winston Churchill in 1952.
Good afternoon.
Liz Truss is her 15th. She traveled to the Queen's Castle in Scotland for her official appointment, or as they call it, kissing hands. But not before Boris said goodbye.
I'm now like one of those booster rockets that has fulfilled its function, and I will now be gently re-entering the atmosphere and splashing down invisibly.
For the first time in over a century, Tuesday's formalities didn't happen at Buckingham Palace, because at 96, it's a bit tough for the monarch to get around. Lucky Liz beat her opponent Rishi Sunak soundly, becoming Britain's 3rd female prime minister. She's also fashioned herself after the first, Margaret Thatcher, the Iron Lady. Now 67 million people look to Truss for direction. She takes the reins as the country confronts crisis after crisis.
I think she's got a big challenging job ahead of her.
Britain faces skyrocketing inflation, ongoing nationwide strikes, and soaring energy costs from an escalating war in Ukraine. Prime Minister Truss is promising to turn it all around.
She says she's going to deliver, but we will see.
With such a rough road ahead, winning may have been the easy part. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
Well, the British pound has fallen to its lowest level against the U.S. dollar since 1985, a reflection of the UK's economic crisis. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on KOAM News at Noon.
Cruise lines are rolling out new ships as the industry looks to keep up with a surge in popularity. I'm Wendy Gillette. I'll take you aboard some of the latest luxury liners.
And later, we're keeping it simple, making shells with broccoli in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Well, the cruise industry is recovering after the pandemic, rolling out a couple dozen new ships this year. In the past few days, most of the major lines also relaxed their COVID rules on testing and unvaccinated passengers. CBS's Wendy Gillette reports from the MSC Seashore on what passengers can expect.
To another great celebrity cruise.
Chuck McKay is sailing to the Greek islands with his wife and friends aboard Celebrity Beyond. The new ship launched in the spring, enticing travelers with a 2-story sun deck, expanded rooftop garden, and French chef Danielle Baloud's first restaurant at sea.
I am very excited to be on here because we're able to see all the new stuff that's just been added to the ship.
This week, Celebrity and other lines loosened their COVID protocols, no longer requiring vaccinated passengers to test before most cruises, and allowing unvaccinated passengers who must test before boarding.
It's time to transition into the next phase, and that's what the world is doing, and that's what we're finally doing.
Companies hemorrhaged tens of billions of dollars during the pandemic. And now industry trade groups see the tide shifting. Cruise Lines International Association predicts passenger numbers will exceed pre-pandemic levels next year.
Future is bright, industry is growing, guests are coming back, so we're all very happy.
Disney added its 5th and largest ship, Disney Wish, to the fleet this summer. And the biggest ship in the world, Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas, began sailing in March.
They continue to innovate, and with that they shape different experience for different travelers.
There's also this new ship sailing out of Miami, the Seashore, from MSC Cruises, a line that's better known in Europe than the U.S.
We have 140,000 square feet of outdoor space. This is enormous, and I think it's one of the biggest at sea.
We got a reduced rate to sail aboard Beyond and the family-friendly Seashore, which boasts a water slide, infinity pool, and specialty restaurants. The line will launch 2 more ships later this year as it steams ahead. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
Well, MSC is a family-owned company. It's the largest container shipping line in the world and the 3rd biggest cruise line. Still to come on the KOAM News at Noon, Mr. Food.
If you're sick and tired of being overwhelmed with all the choices of pasta at the supermarket, then you're going to love that today we're going back to basics.
But first, Chris Warner returns with your complete forecast.
We've seen pretty decent conditions across the area, which has been nice. It's no relief for the drought situation, but it's made for good outdoor weather across the area. Skywatch Storm Tracker shows nothing in our immediate area. There's a few showers and rumbles of thunder across west central Arkansas, and that's really about all that we're seeing, and that's really about all that we're going to see over the next few days. Taking a look at the Drought Tracker, you can see a good chunk of southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma still in extreme drought conditions, and that still extends into portions of southwest Missouri. We've seen it scaled back. We've even seen severe drought scaled back because we have seen rain, but we are still in a critical situation when it comes to the drought. And as I mentioned, we don't have any relief in sight because we're staying dry this week. We got a dry week ahead of us. We are watching some rain chances Sunday and then some cooler weather on the way as well. So let's dive right into it. 7th and Rangeline. The fog finally started to lift, and it's left us with partly cloudy skies. This morning, you couldn't see really beyond the traffic lights here. That's how foggy it was. 79 in Joplin right now, so not bad. Light northeast breeze does feel like 82, so not a bad heat index. What's helpful is we have the moisture in the air, and while that's not ground moisture, that does help with some of the crops and plants. They can absorb some of that moisture through the air. Not a lot, but they can get some of it, which is definitely beneficial. 83 in Yates Center, 86 Neodesha and Parsons, 85 in Chanute, 78 Pittsburgh, 78 Neosho, and 78 in Carthage, with Lamar checking in at the cool spot at 72 right now. As we go through the rest of the day, we will eventually heat up to a high of 82 degrees by about 5 o'clock under mostly clear skies. It'll be 75 by 8, and as we head through the evening, temperatures will drop off gradually back through the 60s, and we'll have an overnight low right around 66 degrees under, again, mostly clear skies, so not bad. The future track is what I want to show you. Now, over the course of the next couple of days, you can see there's really not much on here. There's not much to really talk about. There's not really much to show. So what I did is I extended it out, and it's going to run and rush all the way and fast forward to Sunday. That's when we're watching our best chances of showers and thunderstorms. Will be Sunday afternoon and Sunday morning, as you saw as they track through the area. Not a lot of rain out of all of this, but some rain nonetheless that will definitely be helpful. So we've got 89 tomorrow, 87 as we head into Thursday, 91 on Friday, and again, mostly clear skies. Not good for the drought, but good if you have outdoor activities. There's a lot of sporting events going on, and this is the week to really do some of that because it's going to be clear skies, not bad temperatures. Then we head into Sunday. Now this morning, and I'm not making this up, the data I looked at did show us pretty chilly on Sunday, but thankfully, depending on what you're thankful for in terms of fall weather, temperatures have come up a bit. We're looking at 81 on Sunday, 82 on Monday with those storm chances, but the overnight lows are one thing that did not change drastically. 58 Saturday night, 53 Sunday night, so very fall-like overnight lows. And as we head into next week, we're watching the potential of maybe some showers or possibly a rumble of thunder by midweek, but it's not looking very promising at this point. So this rain we get Sunday may be the only rain we get for about a week, week and a half, which again, not helpful for the drought situation whatsoever. So hopefully we can get a little more in here to help ease those concerns.
All right. Well, we do need the moisture, but at least we don't have scorching hot temperatures, and that always dries it out as well.
Yeah, that's definitely the nice thing is these temperatures are at least bearable. It's not going to be miserable outside. We got the clear skies. So, I mean, from that perspective, it's not a bad week ahead of us in terms of the weather. We just need a little more rain.
That's right. All right. Thanks, Chris. We take this time to honor today's four-state hero, Purple Heart recipient David Van Kirk in the U.S. Army. The liberal Missouri native served in Vietnam from 1969 to 1971. In addition to the Purple Heart, Van Kirk earned the Bronze Star with Valor. To David Van Kirk, we thank you, our four-state hero. We're getting back to basics today. Howard shows us how to make shells and broccoli in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
If you've been to the pasta aisle lately, you've definitely seen how many options there are. Long gone are the days when there were just a couple of shapes to choose from. There are still all the basics, as well as a bunch of new shapes and varieties. And let's not forget about all the trendy pastas that are gluten-free, low-carb, non-GMO, and on and on. But today, we're getting back to basics with a pasta toss that you're sure to love. We start by melting some butter in a small skillet, along with a good amount of olive oil, garlic, basil, oregano, salt, and crushed red pepper. Now, before draining our pasta and broccoli, which we cook together to save us from having to wash another pot, we take half a cup of the cooking liquid and set it aside. Then we drain the rest of it like we usually do. We put it in a bowl and toss it with the cooking water that we reserved, along with the flavor-packed butter sauce. To give it even more flavor, we add cut-up pepperoni and some Parmesan cheese. Doesn't this look amazing? You could even hearty it up with some cooked chicken or shrimp. To get the recipe for our shells and broccoli, all you have to do is visit our website. It's the kind of dish that's perfect when you just don't know what you feel like making for dinner. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a deliciously simple way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
We can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Here's a look at our four-state market prices.
We have got a decent week lined up for us, at least temperature and weather-wise. We do need more rain. We're going to see some additional rain chances on Sunday. Check out some of those overnight lows as we head into the weekend. We're getting a little bit chilly, pretty fall-like as well. Unfortunately, those rain chances Sunday not going to help a lot with the drought, as they may be the only rain chances we see for about a week and a half.
All right, what do we have coming up tonight at 5?
Well, at 5, the American Academy of Pediatrics is advising all children receive the flu vaccine as soon as it's available, ideally by the end of October. We're going to look at this year's forecast for kids and flu and health watch. Plus, a new MSSU program that assists adult learners on finishing school with tailored degrees. And a group with Joplin High School gives back to a nonprofit organization that provides services to foster and adopting families. Hope you'll join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's all coming up today on KOAM News at 5.
All right, thank you so much, Tal. Thanks for joining us for KOAM News at Noon. We'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.